Welcome, beautiful woman, to this video. My name is Izabela and I'm a spiritual empowerment coach for women. And today I want to explore with you how we as women can show up more and speak up and say our truth when it's needed or when it's time to spread our love and messages. So, in my experience, when I'm in a room full of people and there are women and men and there are questions or discussions, it's still like this, that men are much more, likely to put up their hand, to speak, to share, and to ask questions than women. And why is that? I mean, when we look back, we know, okay, in our history, like the last 2,000 years, the women were suppressed, and we know that. And it's good to understand that, hey, my personal experience, what I'm experiencing right now, all the sensations and all those feelings what I have are not just personal. Obviously also personal. We have in our different contexts where we were grown up, different families, different countries, different systems. And then there is all this collective, which is still there, and also the historical collective, our ancestors and so on, where women were truly, really not allowed to share, where women were not allowed to express, to be creative, all the arts, if they were painters, singers, actresses, writers, or in family contexts, like when women, didn't have the right to decide or to vote or, all those things. And all this we know. Somehow we know, but we are not conscious about it when it's time for us personally in 2019, today, when we want to speak up, when we want to show our messages. But it's good to know, because sometimes there can be a lot of emotions and sensations in our bodies which are not personal, which are coming from that collective space where we, feeling like terror, or even, we feel like that we die, I mean, that sounds so dramatic, but me personally, I have an experience where I was going to dance in front of an audience, and I was just about to go out, not just by myself, we were 3 performers, 3 dancers, and as I was like going to go out, like in the moment, I was like, I had terror, I was sweating, I was like panicking, I was feeling that I had no ground, I didn't know even how to walk, how should I dance, and it was not the best performance, no. I don't say, oh yeah, and then I just, released it, no, I didn't, but, afterwards I was like thinking, what the hell was this, like what was this? I mean, I didn't experience this in my personal life, that, I had such a threat to, to show up. But still, it was feeling horrible, to show what I wanted to show. My truth, my body, like my expression in this moment, and like in this dance. And that made me really realize, wow, okay, we are like in this net, and this net goes like wide back also into the past, and we are still connected to it. And if we have experiences, especially in the beginning when we show up, in new contexts, in bigger contexts maybe, but also in intimate contexts, like in our partnerships or, friendships which are really intimate, there's always this, feeling of, excitement, sensations, body sensations, emotions, feeling vulnerable. And that's okay. And we will pass it. And it's very valuable to understand, like, when we, show up in those contexts with our truth, that those sensations can come up. And you will pass it, it will go, and it will flow through, and you will survive it. For example, when I had my first interview, I called the woman afterwards and I said, hey, please, can we do it again? I mean, I really don't feel that this is, good, and I felt so horrible, and so on. And she was like, yes. And she said, like, that's so normal that you feel like that, and da-da-da. And I was like, I couldn't believe her somehow, but it's really a pattern. It's a collective pattern we all have. And yeah, maybe the first time is not like, the most wonderful thing you put out in the world, but it doesn't matter. You just did it. And that's such a big and beautiful step. And so much, you're freeing yourself in such a beautiful way. And when you free yourself, it's really like that you are making it easier for all the other women to free herself or themselves with their message. When, sometimes the motivation to, when you feel drawn to do something, but there is like, you find excuses of, everybody heard that already, it's already said, it's already done, I'm too this, too that, which is not true, because we have all our, every woman is, the natural expression of us is, is just there. It's just like with layers of all the history and all those experiences which we had, which are like closing us up. But naturally, we just express who we are. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to, make a big story out of it. So coming back to the motivation, when I need motivation, when I feel like, I don't feel like to do something today, then I feel like, okay, maybe I can connect, with, hey, why am I doing this? I'm doing it to, because I want to see all the women rising. I want to see all the women, shining and being beautiful and sharing their wisdom. And I want to make it easier for every woman who, who's coming and wanting to share and expressing whatever she has to express. And that is something, which can give you a lot of energy. Or you can connect to your daughter and saying, hey, if I show up for my daughter, then it's easier for her to, to follow and to go even further. Or I'm doing it for my ancestors who, because I'm here because of them, and they, can give me a lot of support. And I can give back also, to show them, hey, they went through all this, that I can go even, further and show up. So whatever your motivation is, connect to that and go for it. So you can prepare already when you know that you are confronting yourself, or if you're like showing up in, even if it's like a conversation with two, like just like your partner and you, or a friend and you have to share something, very vulnerable or very tough, then you can visualize already this situation and really go through it, like with your body, with your sensations, with all what you have. You close your eyes and really feel into that space, into everything. So you probably can be more present and more kind and more available for what is happening in that moment than, with all those sensations which are there. And you can do it in every scale, like also when you prepare for doing a video, for example, or doing a speech with hundreds and thousands of people. You can already, prepare while you are letting everything flush through you, all the sensations and emotions which are coming to prepare. And if you face yourself like really with those tough, threatening, death-threatening emotions, you can just, ask for help. Ask a friend to stay, with you, that you can pass through what you have to pass through. Go to a coach, a therapist, or with someone who you feel safe to go through those layers. So you can already, prepare and be kind to yourself, that you understand, okay, there are different layers which we are touching when we, show up. And especially in the beginning, it's like quite hard to to go through this layer, which is like making us like really a little bit foggy, a little bit confused, and you don't know, and a lot of thoughts are coming up. Then this is exactly the time where you really, I encourage you to do and to, show up, say, and so on, and to, not let yourself, be in that numbness, because there's a bigger truth underneath which wants to be expressed and wants to go through you. So if you have the chance to, to raise your hand and share something in a circle or wherever, do it, exercise and share and see that you most likely will survive it. And that the thread which we are having, at least in the Western world now where we are living, it is like you will survive it. It is safe. Your life is safe, even though maybe you have some people who like it and who don't like it, and that's fine. So to know that is good. So first, it's not just personal. We have really this collective history of women who didn't show up, or maybe you have already in your lineage women who showed up. That makes it much easier for yourself to go for it. But still there is this mass, so understand, probably it is collective. If you feel a lot of strange and really a lot of sensations which are really strong, understand collectively. Get support, friends, teachers, coaches, therapists, healers, whatever. And, clear that layers with them. And if you have, a situation you already know you will confront, then visualize it and embody already all those feelings and thoughts, sensations, and let them pass through. And if you have an opportunity, if you know, like there's something and you want to say something, but then it's like stuck here and you don't do it, then just allow your hand to rise, or to do something that you show up. Like if we train ourselves to speak more and to show up more, then it gets much easier for all of us, for yourself and for all the others. And in my heart, I really wish you to blossom and to express who you are and to share your wisdom for all of us. You are important, really. What you have to say is important. And in the small scale, in your circles, inner circles, and also in the outer circles in the world with your gifts, what you have to give. And I'm looking forward to see you and to hear from you.